Okie dokie. We're starting off. Gotta wait. The delay. Wait for the delay for Twitch. Here we go. Let's make sure I'm muted. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Alrighty. Hello. Make sure my chat window is up. Yep, 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 yep. Okay. Hello, everyone. Everyone that's not here yet, that's okay. Alright. Yeah, okay. So, hi. Another week. We're back at it again. If you saw the last stream, you'll know we're starting off from here. Yeah. I'm gonna take a minute and just relax and calm. It was a little stressful before stream. Other stuff going on. And, I don't know if I'm ready to jump in just yet. But I do have some stuff planned for today, what we're gonna do. We are going to do more rendering, kind of like finish this up. But when I say that, I use the word finish loosely. Because I don't know if we are going to finish this. I have another project kind of set up to do. But we're going to do this as kind of a warm-up. And we're kind of just going to jump right in, I guess. Counter to what I just said. But, yeah. Hope everyone's doing well. Starting out the week. But, technically for me, it's not going to be Monday until I go to bed, even though it is Monday. The next day doesn't start until after I have slept. So that's the rule. We're streaming, we're recording. Okay, everything's going. So yeah, we're just going to paint. We're just doing same stuff, same style, same brush that you've seen me use in the other streams, and we're just going to get warmed up. And then maybe we'll work on the other project. We'll see. If we get into a flow of this, maybe we'll just finish it. Or maybe not. Yeah. Last stream got a little more spicy. Not like hugely, but just the deeper topics that I wanted to get into. And this stream, I just want to chill. I just want to paint and hang out, have a good time. That's all. Yeah. Hopefully this will be a fun week. Not for any particular reason, I just hope you guys have a fun week. That's really it. Well, pick out some details here, there. If the energy is low, I apologize. It'll pick up in a bit. Like I said, I just want to get warmed up. Just do a little bit of painting, get into the flow, hang out. I didn't really enter this rendering phase with much of a plan. I'm just kind of like picking pieces and going with it. But I might want to focus on a specific area here in a bit. I'm kind of just meandering through this drawing. And I don't want to get too caught up on doing like little details. Well, I haven't figured out some of the big key shapes still. Like, I mean, it's pretty fleshed out, but it's still very rough. Yeah. Pull some color. Anyways, you guys are doing well. I hope the last stream was helpful too. Even though we were getting into more of controversial topics. Not like huge, but for art community stuff, there's certain things that are like weirdly taboo. And I feel they have no place in being taboo because they don't really benefit anyone. But you'll know what I'm talking about if you did see the other stream. Sound effects. They help with the painting. I guess we'll focus on the eye. Yeah, do that. I'm gonna paint this eye. Make it look all pretty. Still have this nice burgundy color. I'm not really like talking as much. It's weird to know how much I should get into and how much I shouldn't. But like I got really stressed out before the stream. Other stuff happening that I don't necessarily want to detail, but it got me in a weird funk, which kind of sucks cuz like you know, I wanted to come here and do my thing and you know you know, but yeah, I got into a bad headspace and it kind of messed up my mojo. So, it's booting up. It's booting up like when you accidentally hit Adobe Bridge and you're like, no, please, I just wanted to load a file. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine. It's this fucking thing. I just want to open shit. I don't want to browse in Bridge. Like, get this option off of my fucking bar. Anyway. See? This is the Bridge's fault. It had nothing to do with Bridge. Yeah. Anyway, so if it's low energy for right now, give me a bit. Let me get back into the flow. Get my mojo back. And we can do our usual. Because these have been fun. I've been enjoying them. You know, hopefully you guys have been enjoying them too. I don't know. But the other little project that I want to do is a lot of fun for me. I love doing these kind of like magic potion bottle assets and that sort of thing. And we will talk more about that when I get to it. Still booting up. We're not there. Ah, serenity. Feel more calm already. I just had to get that out, guys. I was really stressed before stream and it fucked up my head. But you know what? Saying that is the actual case and not trying to pretend like everything is hunky-dory, it makes it a lot better actually. It makes it a lot easier to deal with. Yeah. I feel a lot happier now. Whether or not you believe me, I don't care. But, yeah. I believe I was saying these were fun. And yes, they are fun. Back to our bird. Which I still didn't find out the name of this creature. I guess it didn't bother me that much as I thought it would, but yeah. We'll just be bird. That's very red. Ooh. I like it. Little songs. Hey, you know how I said I was gonna do the eye and then I like totally drifted and started doing this stuff? Yeah. Me neither. Alright. I guess I'm still kinda all over the place. It's all good. Let's pick... Wow, that is like super white. I think I'm gonna... I'm gonna cough. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh no. My throat. You had to hear my water bottle. I apologize. Yeah, I want to pull more yellow. It'd still be bright. But the white is a little too blown out. We can go back over it and add more white, like into it if we need to. But for right now, I kind of want to build up the highlights a little more slowly. And by that, I mean, I guess, I don't know the right terminology that I want to go for, but like, I don't want to go straight to white right now. I want to build kind of more of like the undercoat of the color, if that makes sense, before I decide to like slab just pure white on here. Taking a little bit of a artistic liberty. And I'm looking up here right now while I'm doing this, just to kind of get more big shapes blocked in. Let's lower opacity. There we go. Like that. And yes. I had to decide whether or not I wanted to do that. And I did. I did it. This bird. So serious. Warm-up paintings are good to have. Like, before I came to the potion bottle, I was just kind of mucking about and like doing some sketching and just kind of trying to figure out some idea, because even though last stream I had kind of said like, well, maybe we'll take this all the way to completion. I wanted to have a backup just in case that doesn't pan out, because, you know, is it like when you're over it, you're over it, and I don't know if this is gonna last the whole stream, like intrigue-wise. Words, they're tumbling. But yeah, like, especially because we're in the last like phase here of just rendering and making it look like the piece. It's not, I guess it's not as much of a talking point, because I've already really discussed like how I paint and what I do, and I don't know. Good for warm-up, but maybe not for the entirety of the stream. So, got our backup. But I did a warm-up for the warm-up, as it were. And when I just kind of like did a few little sketches and like was messing around with some ideas, I came to the potion bottle idea. So warm-ups are very useful. Did that make sense for the tangent that I was going on? Maybe not. That's alright. Kind of going off on our own little thing here. I'm not really following the references much. Now, the edges of this are kind of blurred, obviously for like focal point and the photography, but I do see this little like dip in here. I want to bring that in a bit. Get a little more dimension. Yeah. Just do it kind of light. And I might actually hit this with some key points of the white. Now, maybe right in here a little bit. Kind of help accent this little dip. It's weird fold and it's like really wrinkly flesh. Now let's pull some highlights out here, right up here. Because when I'm looking at the navigator, which makes it a lot easier to kind of like parse the visual data, as it were, you can see that the peak here is getting most of the white. It's getting, you know, it's hitting the light more. Or the light is hitting it more, I should say. So I definitely want to make that ridge lighter, because that will also help. I'm gonna cough, sorry. Oh, my throat feels a little groggy. I did have tea before the stream, because I had a little bit of time, and then it might be screwing me over now, unfortunately. Alright, I need another drink of water, hang on. technically, none of that should have picked up. If it did, I'm really sorry. Okay. We're smoothing it out a little too much, but that's okay. Sort of okay. With a higher opacity. I need to pull some of the detail out a little bit more. Dead. It's a shame that the tea dries out my throat because I love my tea so much. I would love to have a nice hot cup of tea here while I do this. Would just have to be my treat after stream. I can already feel that I'm getting a little bored with this. I don't want to move on. Alright. Let's just throw in a few more key details. Because I kind of want to just like do something else. I'm sorry if you were really hoping to see like this bird finished. But streaming wise, like it's different if I wanted to like just put this on YouTube, because then I could do like a speed paint, and then I wouldn't be talking. I would just be painting, and then you know I'd speed up the video, and then just like boom, there you go. But to just be streaming and doing this, I don't know, man. Like, I'm getting bored, and if I'm getting bored, you're probably getting bored, and that's no bueno. The accent gets so Californian sometimes. For those that don't know, I'm not from America, but I've lived in California for a decent amount of years, and I've picked up the accent, but my accent kind of fluctuates and goes all over the place. So, yeah, let's do some feathers. Let's put some feathers in there, let's put some details, let's at least try and do this some justice before I decide to like never come back to this file ever again. It was good for the first video though, because I had like a clear demo that I wanted to do, but now that like we're just in the, you know, fix the rendering phase. I'm bored. These kind of have like an even spacing. These are feathers. They're a little bit harder to read because of the blurring, but they are indeed feathers. So we want a little bit of the spiral. Oh, I see. I had the wrong direction. Back, 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 back. I'm already more excited because I know I'm gonna finish this. Like, not finish, but like, I'ma be done with this and we're gonna move on. And my energy is instantly revitalized. Sorry, bird. It's nothing personal. I just... so judgy. It's disappointed that I'm not gonna finish the render. Oh well. Alright. Let's... like that, and you have to make the sound effects, remember. It's important. And I do not all the time. You don't have to do it always, just occasionally. Important art tips. Yeah. And actually, let's put some of this in there. Get it in some key spots. Feel like it's got a bit of depth and variation. In there too. Yeah. Alright. Face. Now let's see if we can at least kind of give this some texture. Maybe not following it exactly, but I do want to give it a little bit of material breakup. Come on, I want this color. Thank you. We're at 100. Okay. Our lines are going to be fairly crisp. Ooh, it's a nice blue. We're not at 100 anymore. So I will be constantly going back and forth with my opacity. If for those of you that like, if this is your first stream to watch and you don't know what I'm like doing all this stuff, like I do recommend kind of maybe going back and like watching some of my other demos, just because my rendering style, like once you watch one of my videos on like how I render, is pretty much that the whole way through. So with all my paintings. Um, so if I'm not explaining enough and this is your first video that you're watching, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do it every time because that's just exhausting. It's on you. The ball is in your court now. Okay. Let's bring a little more dark color here and in there. And alright. Let's try give it some personality. Okay. I actually I might go with white. Ah! My fingers on the wrong hotkey. I'm kind of blurring my eyes when I'm looking at this, which I do a lot when I'm painting, to kind of see more of the big shapes, because the big shapes kind of define everything else. Like once you got the key shapes in there, you can go in and like add as much detail as you want, but if your base, like the big shapes create your base, if that's off, the whole drawing will look off, no matter how much time you spend on the details. It's a little too smooth. Let's break it up a little bit. We can kind of stipple it a little bit, and that'll give it some texture. It's a little smooth still, but it'll do for now because I'm rushing through it because I want to get through it and work on the other thing. But that's not such a bad thing actually, because sometimes when you're meandering too much on a painting, you might not get as much done. Like, duh. But what am I trying to say here? The point I'm getting at, or trying to, is like when you give yourself a little bit of a time restraint, and then you force yourself to kind of like, alright, just make the quick decisions and go through it, your painting can sometimes benefit from that because you're not overthinking, you're just doing. And that isn't always a bad thing. There's times to slow down, and there's times where it's better to just go, just do it. Now I, of course, am being a little bit lazy about it, because like, I just want to move on. But I don't have to finish this painting. It's not like a project for someone, it's not a commission. It was just a painting demo to teach, to instruct, and it has served its purpose. Let's go white, let's go 100, let's bam, 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 bam. This blue is really nice. Alright, let's bam, bam. Yeah. And kind of more rough. Might be too stipply, but I'll try and make some quick decisions, try and make it look like the thing. Gotta make it look like the thing. I'm gonna smooth it out too much. It needs more refining, but we're not gonna do that today, or ever. Pretty much when I click off of this bird and I say that I am done, probably not going to come back to it, but that is okay. You don't have to get precious about your warm-ups or your sketches or like little demo stuff. Like there's a time and a place where it's important to start projects with the intention of finishing them. It doesn't have to be every single project though. Like sometimes it is better to move on when you are ready to move on. I think we got like a decent amount out of this bird. We got to talk about a lot of things in the last stream. Do some good demonstrations. So, not a loss, not a waste of time if you learn something. Let's maybe make it a little brighter. I wanted to zoom out, thank you. You can also like do layer effects on the eye, like do a little bit of a color dodge to make it pop more. Not too worried about that right now though. Hit it with a little more of the white. And in some of these areas. Because like you could go crazy doing all the detailing, and it's not that that's not fun, and it's not that I don't enjoy doing that. I just, you know, have I pleaded my case enough? Do I need to keep beating this dead horse? Maybe, maybe not. Texture, a little bit of lines. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Actually, I like this yellow. That was not yellow. That's orange. I'm gonna go yellow though. Hey, that's a bit. Kind of experimenting a little bit as I go too. Because different techniques can give you like different textures and different styles, different looks, which is something that's really fun to experiment with traditional painting, but it still applies for this too. Like, you know, cross-hatching or scribbling or however you actually apply this digital pigment, it will make a difference on how it looks. And it's good to try some different techniques. Right now, trying a little bit of the scribbling, the hatching, give it a little more texture, more visual interest. Bam, 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 bam. No, I want this. I want that. That's the one I want. Ooh. Alright. Bit more vibrant than I expected. Bum bum. Ah! That doesn't always pick up my hotkeys. Alright, let's get some feathers. Excuse me, sorry. I don't know if you heard that. And hopefully not. Alright. Even though I am kind of rushing through it, I do want to pay a little bit of attention at least to the direction of the feathers and not just go like crazy willy-nilly. Kind of following like a direction, so let's try and do that too. And let's go back to 100. Got some key areas to detail. I think actually, yeah. Because these are like, you can see all the little feather fibers, whatever you call them. We're gonna do that too. Add those little fibers. Or blue? little bit. Sometimes you just have to give enough of the impression of the detail and your eyes will fill in the rest. Not perfect. Could spend way more time making this more intricate, more interesting. As I said, kind of over it. I want to show you other stuff. I want to show you some concepting. And that was the thought. That was the whole thought. Alright. Let's put texture here. And feel like I should be saying more. I'm going into a mode. Speed mode. Alright, let's do this. Let's get it done. Oh, that is a nice color. Come on. Man, computer. So, excuse me. Thank you. Whether a graphics card issue or not. That got weird. Okay. I was looking at my my actual stream and it seemed to get a little funky there for a second. Worried me. You don't want no funk. Not today. Nothing wrong with the music. Just no funky business. Hey! Starting to get a little more interesting. Eyelashes will need tons of work. Alright, fine. I'll do more rendering on the lashes. Twist my arm. Twist my own arm. Alright, we need this. And let's go white, even though it's probably not white. I'm just gonna do it lightly. Do this. Can't really see where the eyelashes are, but that's okay. Like that. Way too bright. Kind of reading. Kind of a little bit warped. Honestly, I should just like do the lashes again. But get what you get. Add a little bit to the bottom lash though. Like a so. Ooh, actually, oh, you're brown? I guess so, huh? Alright. Alright, say so. This almost looks a little bit greeny, but it's... Am I picking up the right thing? Yeah. Tealish. Bum bum bum. Bird bird. Alright. Okay. Well. This is as far as I'm gonna take this. Sorry. I'm done. This is it. This is what you're getting. If people really, really want to see like full rendered all the way to the end, I will try and pick out something that is more intriguing for me, so that there's more chance that I will actually see it through to the end. But as it stands, as I go back and start rendering some more, I think moving on to something else, make it a little more fresh. The stream, I mean. Alright, cool. Saved. Say bye-bye, bird. That's it. Bye. Boom. Alright, not bye to you guys, though. We're still going. Yay, potion bottles. Okay, so, we're just gonna concept a potion bottle and see how far we get. Maybe I, come up with a sketch and, promise to finish it the next stream and don't. So, we'll see. We'll see what promises I can break this time. But, so a few things. On just a Google search, I looked up magic bottle concept art. I'm pretty sure those were the keywords I used. Now you won't exactly get the same thing because Google saves a lot of your data, so it's used to my kind of searches and it already has decided the kind of things that I like, so it's more likely to show me certain things that I'm gonna find appealing. But anyway, magic bottle concept art would still get you some cool stuff. And that is a dangerous rabbit hole as well because there are so many cool like magic bottle concept and magic artifact stuff. Like you can just get spoiled for choice and just like, ooh, and this piece, oh, and that reference, ooh, and I like this thing, and I also want that. And like it's good to kind of limit. So I decided, all right, I only get six. I only get six reference pieces, and that's it. Because if I kept going, then I'll just overwhelm myself with all these ideas and like, oh, okay, I want to do this, and ooh, like that one's really fancy too. So reference is great, but you also have to give yourself kind of like a limit on how much reference you're gonna gather, because eventually you're just kind of like feeding some sort of like visual feedback. And what I mean by that is like you're getting a sort of like a little mini high from like looking at all this cool art, and so all your intention of actually drawing something has like been totally lost. You're just like in this mode of like, ooh, more pretty pictures, more. So you have to give yourself a little like cap off and be like, okay, just this. So yeah, some advice like if you're gonna do a piece, always get your reference, but also limit yourself a little bit because you might just be falling into that rabbit hole of you're just gathering stuff because it's nice to look at now. But when I did these, this main one here, I really like. So I want to do some kind of like incense charm kind of thing and maybe incorporate some stuff. Like when I was looking at this, there were certain details I liked. I liked the fieriness here. I like how the glass looks. I like the little terrarium kind of thing. The spirit was interesting. Again, the glass was really nice, but this concept of like the smoke, the incense carrier, I really enjoyed. So, you're gonna gather reference for different things. Like there's different points of the art that you really like. Like bottle wise, I don't necessarily love this bottle, which is nothing against the art. It's just I'm interested in the single concept here of like having some spirit thing. Whether or not we include that, I don't know, but I like the idea. So it's in here. So, and I don't have the names of all these artists. I'm sorry. uh, but if you're doing like a straight study, like say I wanted to like recreate this potion bottle, I would want to have the artist's name. I would want to credit and say like I did a study from this person. Da da da. I'm trying to create something new and just using this as inspiration. So, just something to note. Like if you're gonna pull heavily from one piece, it is good etiquette to reference the artist. If you're trying to just kind of use it loosely, I mean, I think there's some information on here though. Yeah, so this person. Oh god, why the name? I'm not gonna I'm not gonna bother pronouncing it. But yeah, so this piece of art was this person. And this SBB, they did this one too. And I think they also did this one. I've seen their art before. Um, but yeah, I mean, if you guys are really, like, you really want to know who they are, I will try and find the artist for them. But anyway, we got our concepts. We limited ourselves so that we didn't get too overwhelmed because it's very easy to do. And now we're just going to sketch. And you're going to watch me fumble through this. So, so we'll try some stuff. Sometimes the first sketch you do is often going to be kind of crap, to be honest. And it's good to get that first idea out, even if it's really generic, because you kind of need to get the bad sketch out. So that's why it's kind of important to do a few. I don't know if you've like had that advice before, but a lot of times, at least like when you know, if you're studying art, you have art teachers, they will kind of tell you like don't just go with your first sketch, because sometimes you just need to get like the first initial idea out, and it's not going to be the best, but you need to get it out before you can move on to the better ideas. So we're just gonna do some loose stuff. We're not gonna worry too much, and we'll kind of put it off to the side. I like the little smoke holes. How will I incorporate that? Playing with shape, really. And the other thing too, if you're not so worried about taking your first sketch, like, you know, the first thing you do, has to be it. You're freeing yourself to kind of just experiment, like, and enjoy the process, as opposed to being like, all right, this is it, I'm going with it. It's got to be perfect. If it's not perfect, too bad. I mean, it's not like it would be perfect anyway, even if you did like a ton of different sketches, but it's good to not be married to the first idea you come up with, because then you're not worried if it sucks. And not worrying if your art sucks is really very relieving. Allow yourself to suck. Because then you just draw and you're not as worried about the outcome. So I kind of like some ideas here. Let's put a big ring. Let's change the perspective. That's the first idea. Let's make it smaller. Put it there. Enter, I said. Now we'll do some more. Let's play with some other shapes. What else can we do? I do like the angle. A little 3/4 angle. Dramatic. Try a box. Try a boxier shape. Even though that kind of deviates from this concept that I like, we're going to experiment. We're not going to be afraid. Just want the box as like a general guide. Not too... It's starting to look like a torso. Give it some gnarly claws. Because why not? If it sucks, it doesn't matter. We're not worried about if we suck. We're just gonna do the art. Do the thing. I'm gonna change this a little bit. Because as I sketch, I start to get more ideas. it's in the actual doing of the thing that you start to generate a little more creative energy. Which is why you gotta be weary of that rabbit hole of reference. Because while you're just looking and thinking, you're not doing, so you're starting to waste your energy on that. And then when it comes to draw, you've got a million other ideas and you can't start on any single one of them, because none of them are going to be perfect. You've already built up this picture in your head. Better to go in a little less refined. That's looking kind of alien and weird. You know, we can even make this into a skull. Why not, huh? Some concepts. Design as we go. Let's see. Basic skull shape. Designery skull. Well, here we go. Here's an idea. Make these the teeth. What were we doing again? It'll be a potion bottle. Maybe. Yeah. A little interesting. So we have this as the skull. You can have the potion bottle behind it. The liquid. Actually, because we want this glass to be chunky. Have some thickness. That's a tangent. I don't like it. The reason why artists will tell you, you know, not to do tangents, and it's not because you can never do them, it's mainly because it makes it harder to read when you have lines following into one another that shouldn't be following. So there's absolutely art that you can do that uses tangents and uses them really effectively, but mainly when people tell you don't have tangents, it's more of an issue of making sure you're communicating your drawing well, and oftentimes tangents will not allow you to do that, so that's why you want to look out for them and try to avoid them. If you're gonna do them with intention. Don't do them accidentally, because it'll look bad and people will see that it looks bad. You're gonna break the rules, break it with intention. The whole point. Well, rules are more like guidelines, but they do have a purpose. You have to know the rules so that you can break them. Right? You heard that cliche? I'm sure you will, if you haven't. But it is true. Because once you understand why you're doing something or why you shouldn't do something, you know when you can do your own thing and deviate from those principles. And I think we've talked about that before. Kind of mentioned it. It's important to understand why you do something. And that way you can also replicate something as well. If you do something that looks really good, but you don't know why it looks good, well, how are you going to do it again? How are you going to make sure it's not a fluke? Not much of a potion bottle if you can't put stuff in it. Need a little piece. Hang on. This is a weird bottle. Probably won't go with it, but you know, it's fun to experiment. Let's see what kind of weird designs we can come up with. I did not plan too much because I just wanted to see what we could do on stream. Not worry so much. Okay, so do something like that. Little figure 8 kind of shows the water sloshing. We're not going to see all of it though. Interesting. Interesting, different. Eh. There we go. The line. Eh. Okay. I'm gonna do some more. More concepts. I still like this shape more, even though I said your first sketch is not going to be your best. But let's see if we can make some more interesting shapes. Something that we really like. I kind of like have a ball. I like the ball shape, and then having the bits on it, which I think is a little more interesting. So let's do that. This. Do. Know what weird sounds you might be hearing or not. Even though I messed around with the the sound settings a bunch before I came on stream today, which I know it's a little later. Not that it makes much difference, but yeah, I had a bunch of audio settings I needed to adjust and like fix. Being annoying, but hopefully it all sounds good. Sounded okay on the test. Again, you know, cheap mic, so it's gonna be as good as we can make it, you know. As long as it's tolerable. Kinda like the pointedness. That is so crooked. I had to move this thing up. There we go. Oh, that line. Okay. These guides are not the best, but kind of keep us in perspective a little bit. Let's fix this. I like the shape. It needs a work. Something like that. Yeah, I like that. Okay. More of these cylindrical bits. Looking a little more pendant-like, but that's okay. Make it interesting. Okay, so I do need one other reference though, because this thing reminded me of the incense carrier, which it is obviously kind of drawing inspiration from. So I need to do a little Google search. Incense carrier. I don't even know if I'm using the right words. Yeah, these incense burners. Let's see if we can find a good reference. Do is the one. Let's see if it'll let me save. You can't see any of this, but ugh, web page. All right. Well, the thing is, though, I really need this image, so. You. Oh, god dang it. Being obnoxious. Yeah. Oh my god. It's all going wrong, and you can't see any of what is happening or why I'm making all these disgruntled noises. That's fine. No. I'm just trying to snip tool an image, and it's not working too well. Save. Um. Where do I save these? These are studies. A great stream, Chance. This is really great content. Oh, thanks, guys. Incense. Let's just call you Incense. Done. 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 Yep. You guys just been stuck on this screen. Alright. Where are you? Open. You can see my files. Oh no. There you are. This son of a bitch that was giving me all this hassle. There you are. Anyway. Copy. Reference. Yes. Yo. You. Incense. Alright. God. What a pain in the butt. Pain in the ass. I don't know why I decided to go with butt. Like, this is really, you know, a kid-friendly stream. I know I don't swear that much, but I swear a lot more outside of stream. I do try and be a little bit conscious of it. Alright. This is what I was thinking. These kind of things. And I like the little handles here. We're gonna do that. We're gonna pew, 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 like that. I like this design. I'm just gonna copy you. Copy. Oh, J. Thank you. And horizontal. And we can skew you a little bit, distort. Yeah, good, good, good. Yeah, digging this. Needs a little hat. I like how this one flares out, though, I have to say. Oh, excuse me, I could feel it in my throat. Hang on. The revenge of the tea that I had before. I just want my tea. Alright, needs a little hat, but I like the flare, so what kind of shapes we can play with. You guys are gonna have to move. Oh, Jesus, you're on this layer. Cut. And I'm just gonna dump you in here. I'm also gonna turn you off. Goodbye. Merge you down. Alright. So, kind of okay, don't love the shape. Let's... It's kind of cool. Fancy. Alright. This one's getting real exotic. Yeah, looking interesting. Looking kind of cool. Alright, so I kind of dig that. Boy, this thing. Oh, our music! Let's restart. Did a longer stream today. How about that? All my griping and moaning about the poor bird. Like, I'm bored with this. This sucks. I want to move on. I didn't say that, but, well, not exactly that, but that's what I was feeling. Yeah, okay, digging it. The perspective's a little bit funky. Like this bit, though. Let's see. The shape's a bit plain. Definitely a little bit warped. Fix it in a little bit. Definitely missing stuff. Put that chain. There. Sorry, focusing on what I'm doing. I don't like the shape. I like the little handles there, but I don't like how the shape is looking. So, kind of thinking and drawing. Is that better? That's kind of better. I kind of like that a little more. It's like a little more balanced. Boy, this thing is getting real extravagant. It's almost looking like an hourglass, which is kind of cool too. You know, I like the little chain bits, but they're not really working. Sad to say. So we might not be able to do them. It might just be one big chain. This has become more of like a little pendant potion bottle. But that's okay, because I like the shape, and we were initially inspired by this, which is cool, and we could still have smoke coming out of it. Let's kind of improve this a little bit. Because I like that. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Dig it. This is what we're going with. Okay. So. First of all. Rough. And let's turn you off. Let's turn you down. Because... Oh, wrong thing. We're a little off balance. Too bad, but let's see if we can warp this a little bit. Oh, I gotta be this way. Warp. Because the perspective, we are gonna see it like it's gonna be a little bit bigger here. Especially if we're doing like a 2-point perspective. It feels a little better. Out a little. And take a little down. Okay. Get rid of you for a second. Okay. Let's look at some of these. I'm gonna clean this line work up a little bit. Because that's getting a little too skewed. We are gonna get some skewing with the perspective. However, I still want to make sure it's making sense. And it's kind of losing that a little bit. Flipping it back and forth. Oh, by the way, for flipping the canvas, I believe, yeah, flip horizontal. So this is just a view thing, and that this is newer to Photoshop. They didn't have this before, and so your only option before was to flip canvas. And this is horrible if you have a ton of layers or a really big file, because it's literally like flipping all the data. So like if you notice when I flip this, this stays the same. It is only view that's flipping. So it's instantaneous no matter how big the file is, how many layers I have, any of that stuff. And I set this to a hotkey, as you saw. I said I do that manually in my preferences. But yeah, and I do recommend set it to a hotkey that works for you. So that way you can like quickly flip back and forth. Do not use flip canvas through the image rotation, because it's a mess. Like you can crash Photoshop if your file is too big or whatever else. So that's just something to like point out. So helpful to have this. So anyway, I did mention that at one point or another I may do like a little tour of how I set up all my hotkeys, so I may still do that. I don't think that's like a full stream either, and as I mentioned before, that's more of like a Photoshop basics, but I still think very helpful. So we'll go over some of that stuff, because there's some certain hotkeys that like I have set up because it helps streamline how I work, and maybe some of you will find that it's helpful for you too. So we'll go through that, but I did want to point that one out because that's super helpful. Because before they had that feature, it was back when I used to do like heavy amount of like layers and stuff, and boy howdy, like flipping the canvas and you're just like waiting with the loading bar, and then sometimes it crashes and you're like, I didn't save, oh god. Yeah, so fucking nightmare. So yeah, use the view option. It's super helpful. So much easier. The only downside, because I had said like, oh, I need to be in this view to warp. When you're viewed, let's see, and I want to warp, and then it's showing up here. That's fine, but like certain graphical things, it won't show up. Like when I do pen tool, and like I'm making shapes, like I think right now, because the file is not so big, like everything I'm trying to show you is like not working the way that I want it to. You're a liar. Look, when you flip the canvas with the view, sometimes when you're doing like pen tool or transform or stuff like that, it might not show up. So that's the only kind of downside, is that it's a little harder to do some of the editing tools if you're in the flipped view. And I know, I haven't proved that at all because everything I've done so far has worked, but I think it's also because the file is small. So just something to look out for. You can think I'm a liar if you want, that's fine. I'm not lying, but yeah. So I see that this is a little bit too off. I'm gonna fix that. I warped it a little too much. Try and get to some rendering, even if it's a little off. Because who knows if I'll even get back to this after the stream, right? Keep this a little bit. I like it. Because we can kind of fix it as we go too. I'm not too concerned. Like, I do want to have a good outline. And I have talked about the importance of having a good outline, especially in the other stream. So of course I'm going to contradict myself in this stream and, you know, just go for it without taking the time. Yeah, you're going to be rounded. I have to think about this spatially and in perspective as I'm drawing my brain. Okay. The back of it. Yeah. Actually, let's go like that. Okay. I will sing while I draw. Alright. Like that. Sort of. What is happening? What am I doing? I'm overthinking the shape. That's what's happening. I'm gonna go like that. Alright. Boy, we already went over an hour. Amazing. Try and do longer streams. And hopefully some of you guys can just kind of like put this on as like radio and just paint with me. Come on, friends, let's paint. Like, if you're like me at all and, you know, it's late at night and you're working on stuff, I tend to have to like put on a movie or something because I need like human voices like when it's 3 o'clock in the morning or whenever, just because I start getting a little too tripped out having such a overactive imagination. I don't know, it just gets I don't know if lonely is the right word. It just gets kind of freaky when you're here by yourself and everyone else is asleep. You're like, I need people. I'm scared. And of course, I choose to watch horror movies, which is, you know, a great way to like counteract that. I make good choices. This piece is off, so I need to move it over. The rest of it's not looking too bad, but let's move you. Back. And going to turn you. And even if you don't believe me, because it's showing up here, but when you flip like this, your transform outline and stuff might not show up. Just so you know. Don't say I didn't warn you. Let's move the rough down. Like, sure, Chance, sure. No, really. Really, guys. I'm telling the truth. I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah. And I'll probably just do like a chain brush or something for that. Okay. Turn you off. Kind of round this out a little bit. God, I feel it in my throat. The tea. The reason I keep turning it off is that I feel like I'm gonna burp, and I really don't want to do that like, right into the mic. Hang on. Just look at it for a second, my drawing. God dang. I just can't have tea before my stream. It's not fair. Cry. Oh, jeez. This is totally my fault, but I'm still gonna complain. I hit the wrong key. Okay, so... let's add a little bit of thickness to the glass. Chunky glass. I love how this looks. It's just, let's take a second to appreciate this artist. Like, they did the glass so well, and I love this, I don't know what the effect is called, but like, how the light is kind of hashing like this, like you getting this kind of cross hatch around the highlight, it gives you such a great, like, visual texture of, like, what this glass is like, so... I like it. I like it a lot. This is one of my favorites. Whenever I do like potion bottles, I usually have this in my reference just because it's so pretty and it's so well done. So, artist appreciation. Sorry I don't have your name up here. But if you look up potion bottles, you will, like, you'll get these ones for sure because this artist just does an amazing job. So, and you'll probably find their name that way. So. Okay, so we got some chunk to the glass. We need it. Oh, and we are also gonna see some of the backside. The claw, whatever this little bit is. Yeah, make sure that's there. Lightly though, because when we have all the stuff in it and the highlights and all that, it might not show up. Oh, I see. It's cool. We need the liquid. Give it that little figure 8. It looks sloshy. The water is so sloshy. Alright, cool. It might be overlapping too much with this. Hang on, let me try again. I might just do it on another layer while I'm experimenting. Let's try. I don't like it. It sucks, I hate it. Yeah, let's just go like that. Like the top line. Man, my throat. God dang it. I just want to be able to talk, and it's like... Hang on. This sucks. Give me a second. Gosh. Man, I'm sorry about that. That's super annoying for me. So. Sorry if it's super annoying for you. Throat. My poor throat. The tea done fucked me up. Just because tea is a diuretic, I believe, it does actually dehydrate you. Which is not good if you're going to be talking. You kind of need the hydration. Okay. Fancy. I don't know. I don't know about that. Those lines. The tangent. Oh, I'm on. Oh, yeah. I forgot that's another layer. Alright. Alright. Let's just do some stuff. Let's see. Gonna get rid of those. This is gonna. What is this? What's that? I don't need you. Go away. Keep ya. That. Oh gosh. Crah! My voice, I could feel it, like, and hear it kind of cracking. Alright. Feels super off still. God dang it. Well, let's see how it goes as we paint it. Yeah. Also, you would see more of this side because of the perspective. Alright, well, you will have to do for now. Dance! It's dancing! The artist delirium is setting in. Alright, rough. And we're gonna copy a line. Turn off. Itch my nose. Okay, render. And let's take that down. So I'm definitely going with purple, because purple is my favorite color. I'm purple and gold. That's also why I really like this one. I love purple. Purple's so pretty. We're gonna use this more as a color guide. I mean, we kind of use it as like a reference guide too, but I like some of that pink though. Ooh. I'm gonna pick my own purples. Pick the purples I like. The dark is nice. Let's what are you? Yeah, okay. I can agree with that. This will be on a dark background because like glass and like shadows and all that sort of light and reflections and stuff like looks a lot better if you have a dark background to really show it off. So we will do the same. Brown. Let's go a little more yellow. I mean, it's like because you're. It looks gold because it's got like, you know, the right shadows and colors and stuff like that for the environment. But we're gonna go with a little more yellowy base, which will change as we paint it. Painting glass stuff, yay! Now see, like, I don't promise that I will finish this on stream, but I may well finish this outside of stream just because I love this kind of stuff so much. And maybe I will record doing that and then I'll just save out like a speed paint of it. See. We'll see how I feel. I promise nothing. Expect nothing. Oh, hello, friend. I don't know when you replied, but hello. I'm so bad at looking at the chat window. If you've been there for a while and just waiting for me to reply, I'm really sorry. I'm such a bad Twitch streamer. Ignoring my chat. and like I was looking at the window, like peering over here and there, and then I just went off on my thing, off on my bullshit, and like totally forgot to like check in. Oh well. Anyway, that's okay. I'll get the hang of this streaming business eventually. Get there. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Thing is, I don't know what to do once I have a chat member. Like, just keep going. Just keep the same energy. Keep just ranting. We'll keep this kind of light. We do want to, well, we maybe will see it. It depends on our reflections and our highlights. Now the problem with OBS, I'm sure there's many other problems that people will complain about, but like I have a little chat window, but it doesn't give me any timestamp. Like I have to look at my actual stream to see when people say stuff. And I don't have it open right now because it's kind of distracting to have like a delay of myself on the screen next to me. Oh well. Such a negligent streamer, not taking care of my chat members. My YouTube viewers are indifferent. My little sound effects. They help me draw. Let's also throw in a little background color, because if I start rendering this without the background, it will not make sense if I put it suddenly into a dark background, because I've rendered it according to like having a white background. So we're gonna just throw some jabs of color. It's so dark and moody now. Like, I'm bugged. I need to know, when did they come into chat? Not telling me here either. What the heck? Lame. Click to reply. Well, it's too late. It's too late. Oh well. Alright, let's... I'm gonna put a little bit brighter color around the object. This one's just kind of like floating in space, so we're not too worried about having like reflections or shadows on any kind of ground surface. But we do want to have... Ooh, you know, I will use one of my other go-to brushes for texture, which is this one. Make it huge. I use this brush for basically what you're seeing now, when I just kind of want to fill in like a big area, but I want it to have a little bit more texture to it. Because it has nice shapes, and as you see, the brush is like turning around as well, so you get a good variation. Let's just put a little bit brighter. Now, all of this stuff, like when I do like a full like finish painting, and I've mentioned this before, I have to do a lot of color adjusting for web, because what I see is not what you guys are seeing. Like, you're getting a much more saturated, you have less of like a range on what you're getting from the stream as opposed to what I have on my screen. And the same for like phones as well. I have to adjust it because it's just not going to look the same. So, but we'll worry about that later. That's more of an end thing. Okay, I'm gonna merge down And we can kind of fix some of the shape. Now we have to decide where the light is coming from. And I think it makes sense for it to be coming this way. Just drop a little, like, I don't need this burner thing. Where are you? Incense, go away. Drop a little icon, just as a reminder. The color, or the color, the light, coming from here. I need you to be brighter. Thank you. It's just a nice little visual cue. Alright, so with that being the case, start putting in some basic shadow. How long I'm gonna go? About an hour and a half? We'll go a little bit longer. Let's get a little bit of form and color, more color, shadows and shape and stuff. Get some basic shadows in here. And I want this to have a little bit of texture like that. Fancy. These are gonna be pretty dark because we'll have smoke as well. Smoke is like a end detail also. Like unless I do it kind of like the eyes, which I might. Just have it on like a different layer. Like I say eyes, like when I do portraits or faces, I'll put like eyelashes and eyebrows on its own separate layer just so I can drop them in. And I'm not worried about painting over them. So we might do that with the smoke. Which, yeah, let's do that. Let's get some basic smoke. And what if have the smoke kind of change color too? Smoke is so much fun to paint too. I love the effect, the wispiness of it. Too smoky. That's pretty cool. We'll do more, but like just as a basic idea. So like this thing is swinging, which would make sense with the direction of the water too. Like, it's just, it was up here and like it's swinging back so that the water is coming up, the smoke is coming up like that. Got so much motion. I like it. Smoke. And just put you over there. Just so it's kind of out of the way, but we have it as an idea. Doo-doo-doo. Wondering when I should end off. I may end off kinda soon. We'll go a little bit longer. We'll try and get like a little bit of basic form going. But I just wanted to show you. I cough at you and like have my throat go all weird. Ugh. Never again. Can't enter the stream with having drank tea too soon. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you some like concepting, I guess, like what I do when I'm concepting an idea. Because I'm probably just gonna go and finish this on my own outside of the stream, as I said. But I hope it's kind of helpful, at least like talking about gathering reference and limiting yourself and like making sure you're not getting too caught up in that rabbit hole of, you know, ooh, so pretty, so shiny, so many ideas. Because then you never get anything done. It's like when you go on Pinterest and you're trying to find like one cool thing and then suddenly you've already started like a whole new board and you're saving all these like images. I'm like, what happened? Wasn't I gonna draw? Am I gonna paint something today? give yourself a little bit of restriction, because otherwise you just burn yourself out. You'll be painting the painting in your mind before you ever start, and then you just won't have the motivation to do it. Just gotta hop in. Which is kind of the whole point of doing these streams. Forces me to hop in and just do it. Do like, you know, kind of doing these little bit of tutorial stuff and demos. And I hope they're helpful. I mean, I can do more dedicated tutorial stuff too. But for now, just kind of experiment with this whole Twitch streaming thing and see where it goes. It's looking like stuff. I love when it starts looking like stuff. Would you? Oh. Come on. That's a problem with my computer, and maybe Photoshop. You know, I don't mind blaming Photoshop for any shortcomings in the software. Like sometimes it just doesn't like pick up the tool or the hotkey. It just like spazzes and freaks out, as you saw. That I can show you. I proved it. But ugh, it's so annoying. I gotta think about this liquid. I like the bubbles. Bubbles are cool. Some bubbles. Okay, so if we're seeing, this will be a little bit brighter. I have to think about how the water fluid thingy is gonna look. Let's do like that. Okay, and then our lights come in here, so we're gonna get a pretty big highlight right there. It's gonna come through, get a little bit of light at the back. Let's get some light in here too. Let's make that really bright. Kind of like that internal glow also. In fact, I'll drop a little bit more of this pinkish red. Be cool. Ooh. Fancy, fancy. Coming pretty cool. Coming out pretty cool. I missed a word in my sentence. I talk good. Yeah, I like that. I like where it's headed. I think I'm gonna end off. I know. I just like, cool. I started it. I made the drawing. I'm gonna go finish it on my own. Okay, bye. But yeah, I'm gonna end off for now. And we'll see what we do next stream. Ooh, hit a hockey. Because I'm getting a little at my capacity. I also need to take a break and just kind of like walk around a bit and all that. So anyway, I know the stream was a little perhaps lackluster and wandering, and I didn't really like stay on track too much, but I hope something useful. Again, it's fun just to hang out and paint, and if I can be radio in the background and keep you company, I'm happy to do that too. So yeah. Much love to you guys. I'm glad that, you know, I know some of you are enjoying and watching, and you know, you do it on YouTube, and that's cool. Like I'm glad that I can be there and help you guys out a little bit. So cool. All right, I'm gonna go. See you guys next week, and hopefully I'll be able to enter the stream with like a better headspace, and you know, just kind of go. I've been kind of on a funk, a bit weird, but anyway, still glad to be here. So catch you next time. Bye.